Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a podcast that I recorded with Martin Depict back in 2016, and we just talked about depression, self-love, confidence, and so many other things, me moving to LA, and it just seemed to help so many people, so I just wanted to put it on YouTube so others can probably benefit from it and just hear me out. Maybe this could help you too. This was really bad audio, but I hope you can take something from it.
All right, episode number 1. Finally getting this shit started. I've been wanting to do it forever, but never had. I couldn't figure how to do it for a long time, so now I'm doing it. I'm here, coming to you live. Not really live. This will be uploaded like in a day or two.
Oh, really?
But yeah, but we're in Val Mercado's loft in downtown LA. I've known Val eating celery, cooking pasta, lasagna.
Yeah.
I've known Val now for
since January.
Yeah, a couple months now, and we like clicked instantly. We became friends almost immediately.
Like the first day, I told you my life story.
So that was such an interesting story that I wanted to have you tell everyone else.
Alright, let's get into it.
Okay, so the thing that stood out to me from a lot from the story that you had told me was you living in New York, kind of having like your shit together and everything kind of dialed in, and then
yeah, I was doing so good.
Yeah, you were engaged and
working
for 4 years.
17 Mag.
Working for 17 Mag, everything kind of went to shit, so I kind of just want to start from the shit part.
Damn, Mari, you went there. Like, what do you want to know? Like, how did it, progress? How did it happen?
I mean, I don't want to put anyone on blast. You don't have to say any names or anything, but so, you were, really invested into this relationship.
Yeah, I gave up a scholarship to St. John's University because that's, the only school he got into was the only school, that I applied for that was on a community, not a community college, but just,
It was, the
it was a local, yeah.
The local college.
So he only got into one college, and I just so happened to get into, the same shit, So I gave up a scholarship to St. John's University to be with him and stuff like that, and then we were fine. Everything was good, and I was in sophomore year in college, and I had just gone through a cancer scare, and it was really bad. But basically he wasn't there for me the whole time, and the day I found out I didn't have cancer, he broke up with me via text message. Oh, I can't do this anymore.
And then fast forward to now, you've kind of just, you went into a really deep depression.
Yeah, that shit fucked me up. I went to therapy. I had to take medication. It was literally darkness just came over me, and my life was not the same because I didn't know how to be myself. I didn't know how to live without him because he was all that I knew, So, yeah, it was just darkness for almost 2 years.
And then now you've kind of flew the nest. You're not in New York anymore. You're not living anywhere close to family. And then when we had talked about that, it's just kind of this is kind of what you needed.
Yeah, I feel I've come a long way. I was just so dependent on people, and literally in January I just decided, you know what, fuck everything. I want to be me, and I want to live to my full capacity. So I just came on a whim with one luggage just to chase my dream,
Yeah.
And now I don't need nobody. I'm good with myself. If you need me, you come to me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be dependent on anyone. I'm not gonna rely on people. I'm just living now.
And the lasagna is done.
And the lasagna. Let me get that. But that's the thing about it. I was so depressed that like I didn't know my self-worth. Like that whole scenario, like that whole situation made me like feel so worthless because I wasn't good enough. I felt like I wasn't good enough to like make him stay, like, you know?
Yeah.
I felt like I wasn't good enough to break up with, like, in person, because he did it via text message. Like, I wasn't good enough for a proper goodbye, you know?
Yeah.
And that shit just fucked with me emotionally. Like, I just went into a hole and I became despondent and, like, I just really questioned myself and, like, I felt so inadequate. And, like, I'm still haunted sometimes by that. Like, the idea of not being good enough for somebody, you know? Like, for the next person. So,
You don't
I-
feel that you've learned? You don't feel that you've learned, like, okay, I went through that bullshit. Now I'm not gonna go let myself go through it again.
hell
Because
yeah.
you've obviously kind of you've realized the self worth of yourself and saying,
Yeah.
I am good enough.
Yeah.
Now who's good enough to deserve me?
Yeah. I definitely, that was the biggest, like, learning lesson in life. And, like, it was literally a blessing in disguise. Because if I didn't lose him and in the process lose myself, I would have never found this girl, the girl I am today. Like, I would have never, like, reached for my goals or reached for who I wanted to be, like, fully become the best version of myself. Like, I wouldn't, the girl I am today would not be who I was at all if that hadn't happened to me, you know?
Yeah, that's the beauty in the madness.
So yeah, it was the biggest blessing in disguise, like, and that's why I encourage girls so much to, like, just really value themselves, know their worth, you know, have self-assurance, self-confidence, and self-love. Like, self-love is so important. If you don't love yourself, you're never gonna have, like, set standards for another person, for how another person should treat you, you know? So, like, that's what my journey was. Like, my journey through depression, like, my recovery was self-love. Like, love really does heal all, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I'm glad I was able to get out of it because a lot of people don't, you know? You're just, like, so mentally fucked, and it's literally a disability. Like, it was a mental disability for me. Like, all I wanted to do was cry. All I wanted to do was, like, beg God, like, to bring him back to my life, you know? It hurt, but I felt like I had to go through that to find myself.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah.
You know how like people go on like these long journeys for their religion
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and they end up finding themselves.
Yeah.
This is kind of like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I found a lot of myself. And I found myself when I found my faith.
Yeah.
Like, because before I was so hopeless that I had no connection or I had no relation to God. I felt like God failed me because he took the most important thing away from me. So after that, I felt like God is, like, taunting me. Like, it was because of him that I was feeling that way. And that's how I really felt for so long. And I stopped believing in God. I stopped believing in religion. Everything I grew up, like, all my morals, like, and all my, like, just, like, my, everything I knew was in question for me because God wasn't there in my time of need. Not knowing that God was doing this for a greater purpose, you know?
Yeah. So now fast forward to now.
Yeah.
That bullshit's in your past.
Yeah. Now I know myself. I know my worth. I know what I am capable of. I know how much I can give. I know how much I can love. I know myself better than anyone knows me. Like, I am an independent woman. I don't need nobody for self-assurance. I don't need nobody to help me with me because I save myself and I'm going to continue to grow by myself with or without you. You know, that's not going to affect me. So now getting into relationships, it's like, I would never let another person make me question my worth, you know?
Yeah.
And that's how I go into the next relationship, if there is one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm strong. Like, I'm mentally, physically, emotionally secure. And, like, nobody's gonna fuck that shit up for me ever again. You know? I swear I'm superwoman. Honestly, if you could survive, you don't know how, like, miserable. Like, I saw no tomorrow. every day. Like, I was like, yo, I'm gonna off this. I'm gonna off myself. For me to get out of that, like out of literally 6 feet under, I felt like dead. I had to get, if I could do it, anybody could do it.
Yeah.
You know, so I just feel invincible, to be honest.
Because you like, you've
yeah.
resurrected yourself. New
That's
you.
what it was.
Definitely like a new you from that old one.
And that's honestly why I started Instagram. Like, because I felt like who I was, like Valeria Mercado, like who I was when I was miserable, when I was depressed, like that girl died. Like, I literally like resurrected, and like I was reborn with the name Closed Minded, like my Instagram personality, and you know, so like I was
Close-minded.
yeah, that was my like handle, Closed Minded Exterior, because I wanted nobody to know nothing. I was depressed at the time that I started Instagram. You know, I was still depressed, so I got off the medication, like I got off the therapy. I was just on my own, like trying to better my own self mentally and emotionally, like doing it by myself. You know, just reading self-help books, like just literally making an effort to change.
Yeah.
You know? So while I was doing that, I thought of other ways to help myself. And everybody had Instagram, like that was the new wave. And I was the last one to get it. I was not into it. I would post pictures just to like put a filter on my picture and then screenshot it and save it. You know those ones? Like, that's the only reason why I had Instagram, just for to like put a filter on my picture.
Yeah, that's gonna be the only reason people have Snapchat from now on.
Oh my god, dude, honestly, fucking Instagram killed it. I don't like that. Like, they need to stop upgrading. I'm simple. Leave me alone.
You just got knocked down to one app though. Now you don't need like Snapchat.
No, because I like Snapchat for its functions. Instagram should not invade like that. That's not their territory. Stick to that. Stick to pictures. Don't try to like knock out the competition by stealing their fucking idea, yo. I'm so passionate about this.
For real, you are.
But I don't like change. Leave us alone. Like, stop change. I can't keep up. I physically can't. I'm mad young, right? But I can't keep up, dude.
Anyway, that was a good segue.
Yeah. What was I saying?
You were saying, but now, going back to what we were talking about. So now, like,
I started and stuff.
Yeah, but how has that specific situation affected your relationships after that?
I told you, like nobody can fuck with me, cause I learned what to do, like what not to do. I learned how I can change to make myself better. Therefore, if another person is lacking in that area, I've trained myself to like divert from that, you know. So I just feel like, yo, that matured me so much. Because I don't look at things for how they can be. I look at things for how they are. And like, yo, live in the moment, you know? Let the little things be little. Like, if I'm going to be with you, it's because I want to invest my time and energy and future in you, you know? I'm not just going to be with anyone to be with them. Like, I'm in it for the long run. I'm in it because I have good intentions. And I'm in it because I see a future with you. That's the only reason I'm in it. You know, so I know what I want, and I know what I need, and I know what I deserve. So if you can deliver, and if you can reciprocate the same time, energy, and effort as I do, then that's all I need. I don't need any guy with money. I don't need any guy, because I'm good and I'm self-secure, you know. So they're just gonna be adding love to my life. Like, that's all I need. I don't need to fight. I don't need to worry. I don't need to be jealous. I don't need to be skeptical about the person I'm with.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just like...
It makes perfect sense, though.
Yeah. Like, I'm good. I'm so good with or without you.
Now you have a puppy.
Yeah. What is it, Lola?
Lola. Her name's Lola.
Lola. She's so cute. That is my child.
Yeah, your child's going to be
I'm going to be an annoying LA person soon. Like
With
one
the-
of those girls that
with the
bring their
dogs in their
fucking
purse?
dogs to Target and shit. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure. You're gonna go to auditions with them.
oh, not about it. I feel like she would probably get the part before me. She's so cute.
So how did the YouTube videos come out?
So I was just honestly like, because I have that platform, I feel like for young girls, like I had that established through Tumblr with like the self love, my stance on self love. So I had an active audience like on Tumblr, and then I took my platform onto Instagram and Snapchat, and I feel like Snapchat like really like put me out there in another level, at another level, you know, because like everybody saw my face and everybody knew my name, but nobody knew my voice, nobody knew my mind, nobody knew my thoughts. So Snapchat really gave me a voice to like put my morals and like just my beliefs and like my thoughts out there on different opinions, and people like resonated with what I said. A lot of people, guys, girls, so many people resonated with what I said. So I thought like, what's another way to like branch out from with my platform? So YouTube like was my last, resort.
So what about the editing though? Because I've seen your edits before they go to your color corrector.
Yeah.
But how did you learn that? Like, you just like started messing with iMovie one day?
So I'm a communications like broadcast journalism major.
Yeah.
So anyways. So we had to take video classes, all those classes, like it was part of our curriculum. So I learned like how to use Adobe Premiere,
Dope.
iMovie, and Final Cut Pro. And like I just had that because I used to make videos for classes, So
Yeah.
I was trained like to know all this already. So I use that. Like I'm a trained journalist. Like I can go out there, be on the fucking scene, and literally report like, if I wanted to, because that's how I was trained, and I took it so seriously. Like I took so I like my ultimate like chosen profession was to become a reporter.
Is it still?
Honestly, an entertainment reporter at most. I wouldn't do like serious news because I'm not a serious individual,
So earlier, a couple months ago or a month ago, you did an award show.
Premios Juventud, yeah.
How was that?
Dude, honestly, I got a call. They're like, girl, we're flying you out, like, prepare just to walk the red carpet. I was like, all right, cool, like, no biggie. I need a dress. So my main focus that week was finding a dress.
Yeah.
Dude, I got a call Sunday morning, a day before my flight, and they were like, Val, you're presenting tomorrow. And I'm like, hold up, what? They're like, yeah, you have to present tomorrow. Like, they put you in rehearsals already. And I'm like, holy shit, like, my problems went from finding a dress to, like, social anxiety, being, like, in fucking question and shit. I was so scared. But I did it, man, and, like, I didn't mess up. So I was like, oh, awesome. And that was a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it was cool. Like, it was fun. It was challenge. I like challenging myself. I'm very competitive with myself. I'm just trying to get, like, I'm just trying to level up all the time. So that was, like, a notch on my belt,
Yeah.
That was definitely a challenge for me. Sorry.
Now you got to look for the next step. You know what's funny is that I see you move just through life. I feel like it's not careless, but you're just very much go with the flow, and it bothers me because I wish I had that. I wish I could just go with the flow, but I'm just kind of like, fuck, wake up at 6 a.m., drive 2 hours to get to the office.
But honestly, I feel like that was my goal. My goal was to, I always said, like, my own boss.
Yeah.
My goal was to be my own boss. And, like, I fucking moved to LA with a luggage and a fucking dream.
Yeah.
And I made I live in a fucking loft. Like, I always wanted a pink, girly-ass loft, like, retro. And I got that. Like, I wanted a dog. Yo, yesterday I said I want a puppy.
Yeah.
Today I got a puppy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I am a go-getter. I'm a go-getter. So I chose this life. I chose to be happy. I chose to live on being the best version of myself. And whatever's along the way is going to help me do that. If it's acting, singing, modeling, whatever, then I'm going to take that road. And I'm going to take these roads not knowing what I'm going to get into, but I'm going to be optimistic that it'll get me somewhere.
That's dope. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's great just for like people to hear that, just because there's a lot of people out there just struggling, and like, think of how many kids
Mm-hmm.
are in college right now with no major. They're just like doing, their prereqs, just trying to make sure that they get all their basic stuff done.
Yeah, honestly. Dude, 2 years ago, I was a struggling college student. Like, I had to work 3 jobs. I did Zara, like, retail. I did retail to pay for my own, like, college. You know, I did fucking an internship and a fucking, like, beauty supply job. Like, I was working 3 jobs and doing full-time school. Like, I was struggling.
Yeah.
So for me to be there and be in debt and, like, be hopeless that I wasn't going to, like, make it, like, I couldn't afford college, like, and I'm here now, like, I have everything I want. Like, it's fucking possible. Anything is possible. Anything.
So it's really, the message to the kids in college would be, just take a fucking road and then wait for the next good one to pop up.
No, just fucking drive. Just don't wait for shit to happen. If you want something, put yourself out there.
Yeah.
If you don't like something about yourself, change it. We have so many resources, so many options these days. It's fucking hard for you not to get better. For you not to want to better yourself.
Yeah.
And I get it. Sometimes people can because of their mental, like, strains, but they have to look at the bigger picture at the end of the day. Like, the law of attraction is everything. What you think is what you will get,
Yeah, like putting it out in the universe.
Every thought is a magnet.
Yeah.
So if you think good things will come.
What's funny is that I never gave myself another option. I've never given myself another option. Like, I literally quit my job in downtown LA working for a fashion company. And I said, fuck this, I'm going to be a photographer.
Mm-hmm.
I got another job doing graphic design, but at that job, literally the first month, I went to the bank and I was like, I need a loan for, I'm not going to say how much, but I need a loan. And then I bought,
$20,000 worth.
Camera shit.
Just a camera alone was $20,000. Like, what are you even?
But that's the thing.
But
Like,
it's an investment.
Yeah, and I put
sure.
myself
That's
in
good.
debt. I now have the government on my back with the whip, and I'm galloping, and I'm literally galloping to pay this shit off, and I don't have a problem with it because
you took a fucking road that was less traveled by.
Yeah.
Robert Frost.
Oh my god.
Yo,
So
that
deep.
poem, if you haven't read
You're
that poem,
so deep.
please, everyone, go read it. Honestly, it's all about roads in life and choices. It's all about choices.
It's so crazy.
But it's good that you went on a whim and, you said, fuck it. Like, I'm going to try to make something out of myself.
Yeah.
Like, that is what everybody needs. Just that vocal, just saying it, verbal assurance, like, it'll just reinforce your dreams just by saying it.
Yeah.
Because once you say it, you'll attract it if you're positive, and you'll keep working at it until you get it. And that's what it is.
I think that's a perfect point to end. Yeah. Damn, Val. I'm sure I'm gonna do this with you again because this is dope. Literally, we're just gonna talk shit and just like
We can talk shit all
get
day.
into our feelings.
Yeah.
Just like
I always have shit to say.
I think it's dope. I think it's dope, and like I know some people out there already knew your story, but like
Nobody knows me.
yeah, it's just
Yeah. But it's good.
Yeah.
This is like,
People only see one thing.
yeah, because people have this perception of me
Yeah.
of like, oh, bimbo, blonde, like just the other, like just the, everybody's the same. Like
Yeah.
I was just another one of them, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, you quoted Robert Frost.
Yeah,
So it's just like,
I have more where that came from. Don't test me.
And I'm glad that you were comfortable enough to do this with me. I think it's dope.
Yeah, for sure, Mar. We could talk shit all day, you know. Like anytime. If you don't have a guest, holla.
Damn. Yeah, for real. I'm just waiting on that sponsorship money to start coming in. Just like give me like some bullet blenders.
What?
I'll for sure.
I thought you were gonna.
I'll be out here slinging, like pushing bullet blenders on my podcast.
No, guys, for sure.
Some Twinkies.
Mar, you're going to be taking it with. Are you?
Coca-Cola,
do you have
Adidas.
munchies?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm hungry.
Yeah, honestly.
Alright, we'll say goodbye. Thank you again for
Ciao,
doing this.
ciao. Anytime. I'm so dramatic.